Let me take care of this real quick. Okay, so today's topic is the difference between a democracy and a constitutional republic. We here in the U.S. live in a constitutional republic. The difference between a democracy and a constitutional republic is, hey, Captain, is that a democracy is majority rule. And for the most part, the minority has no rights. It's majority rule, and whatever the majority wants, the majority gets. And the difference with a constitutional republic is that our majority has rights, but so does our minority party. And here's an example. Most of your European countries have parliaments. A parliamentary system is a democracy, is majority rule, where who's ever in power has all the rights. They pass the legislation that they want, where the difference is here, we have a majority party, but the minority also has rights. The minority can make amendments to legislation and stuff, and they can know that their amendment will get fairly looked at. In a parliament system, the minority can make amendments, but there's no guarantee that their amendment will ever get voted on. And typically, a parliamentary system is more corrupt than ours. Here's an example. In Texas, we have this big thing going on where they are doing a redistricting because they've had a bunch of people move into the state. And so they're redrawing the district lines, and the minority Democrats said, we don't like it, so they fled the state. Well, they're about to get their butts handed to them because Texas law says during a special session, all representatives must be present. Hey, Domingos. All representatives must be present. And thereby, where they fled and went to another state, they are not present, and the governor has asked the state Supreme Court to declare their seats vacant. And their attorney general has been in contact with the FBI to have the FBI go and get these legislators and bring them back. Hey, Cousin. Did I pronounce that right, Cousin? Good afternoon. And it's just, okay, so if they didn't like, they called it gerrymandering, but it's actually just redrawing the district because more people moved into the district. So they They claimed that they didn't like the gerrymandering. Where did they go? They went to Illinois, the most gerrymandered state in our country. Hey, B3. Hey, Martin. So they can't sit there and say, oh, we don't like gerrymandering, and then go to the most gerrymandered state in the country. Does that make sense to y'all? You know, if you don't like gerrymandering, I would think you would go to a state that doesn't support gerrymandering, instead of going to one that is the most gerrymandered in the state. Hey, Lion King. Hello from the Netherlands. And Matt, that is not the topic of today's stream. Don't go down that road. But, you know, different countries have different forms of democracy, and most of them have a parliament, and the parliament makes laws. There's a upper and lower house of parliament, where here in the US we have a constitutional republic, and we have a House of Representatives and a Senate. And the House of Representatives and the Senate both can write laws, and then what they do is they get together in a conference. It's called reconciliation, and they talk out what this side wants or what that side wants, and then they put that in the final bill and sends it to the president to sign. But I wanted to talk about this because people in our country have been from both sides have been throwing back and forth that the other side is a threat to democracy, when we don't live in a democracy. We live in a constitutional republic. A constitutional republic is different than a democracy. Well, that's what I got for y'all today. We'll be back tomorrow with another topic. Take care. Bye for now.